Michigan University Board of Trustees to order at 9 o'clock on June the 30th. And this is a formal session of the board. First of all, Secretary Andrew, would you please read the roll?
Trustee Fatante,
Here.
Trustee Hart,
Here.
Trustee Hiveman,
Here.
Trustee Mahaney,
I am here.
Trustee Mitchell,
Here.
Trustee Murray Brown,
Present.
Trustee Savoy,
Here.
Trustee Young.
Here.
All are present and we have a quorum.
Next item on the agenda is to change the agenda and to combine action items number 5 and number 7, which would be the Finance Committee report and tuition setting. Can I have a motion to change the agenda to reflect those changes?
Mr. Chairman, I move to amend the agenda to combine the Finance Committee report and the tuition setting into one item. Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Donna Murray Brown. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 And the agenda is changed to reflect those items that we just discussed. Now we have individual requests to speak to the board. Secretary Andrew, do we have any people who would like to make comments to the board?
Yes, we do. Dr. Brady would like to address the board.
Excellent. Before Dwight does this, I want to congratulate him. He was the winner of a 2018 NMU Merit Award for the documentary he did called Boxed In, and that was also an Emmy winner in Michigan. And for those of you who are football fans, his next documentary is going to be about the Green Bay Packers playing a lot of UP teams about 100 years ago from Stambo and from Iron Mountain. Probably not from Ishpeming. I don't think they were that
Oh, yes.
good.
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
Well, good. We're glad you got the hematites in there. So thank you very much for being here, Dwight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Again, thank you to all the board members and the administration for working with us during a less than ideal period for contract negotiations here over the last few months. We don't necessarily look forward to getting back to the table in a few months, but we do look forward to working with you in a spirit of shared governance and mutual respect. This one-year tentative agreement that we will be voting on here in a little bit this morning demonstrates our willingness to make short-term sacrifices as we all kind of figure out this COVID crisis. At the same time, it preserves the long-term investments that we believe are essential for recruiting and retaining top-tier faculty to this institution. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about labor, it is about talent. And the level of talent that we put in front of our students each and every day will have a major impact on NMU's ability to successfully move forward into the 21st century. And part of that success will also depend on contingent faculty, who make up about 20% of our union members. Today, I'm joined by Jamie Keno, who has agreed to briefly present on behalf of contingent faculty. Jamie.
Thank you, board members. Internationally, as contingent faculty, we have begun referring to ourselves as the precariat because our positions from year to year and even semester to semester are so precarious, rarely knowing if we'll receive a contract or not, sometimes until the last possible moments. And even though I teach nearly as many credits as full-timers, averaging 23.95 credits a year for the last 10 years, and engage in service and professional development, my annual earnings regularly fall beneath the federal poverty level. This necessitates additional jobs, but my NMU position requires great flexibility. So those other jobs are usually low-wage jobs as well. Some additional challenges we face as precarious workers are that we often cannot secure loans or mortgages because our positions are deemed temporary. And personal to me as a single parent, even child support my daughter receives was minimized because the court based it on what an average person with a graduate degree should be making instead of what I am making. My story, though, is not unique for contingent faculty. While the ideal remedy would be some semblance of job security and that bridges some of the vast pay and benefit chasms between full and part-time faculty, there's also a really simple action that could have great impact: recognition of our years of service to NMU. Vanquishing the misnomer that part-time equates to temporary is the reality that there are over 30 of us who have been teaching here between 10 and 30 years. The longevity of our positions proves not only our successes in the classroom and in our scholarship, but also our deep dedication to this university, to the truly amazing students who are drawn here, as well as an abiding love for teaching. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let me say to both of you, really appreciate your comments. Dwight, thank you for the great job you did. Working on a contract is a difficult thing. As I've told you, I've been on your side of the table, and I know how it is, and we appreciate that. And we appreciate, Jamie, your comments. Jamie teaches gender studies and Native American studies right now. So thank you both very much for your statements, and have a great summer. And good luck with, I'm dying to see the one on the Packers playing all those teams. Okay, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. The next item are the combined items that we did earlier, which would be the committee report on finance as well as tuition setting. Chairman Young?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion, and this is a special action item and requires a motion and a vote by the full board. And my motion would be that on recommendation of the Finance Committee, that the board approve the following tuition rate adjustments for fiscal year 2021. A, increase the average resident and non-resident undergrad on-campus tuition and fees rate by $215 per semester. B, utilize its university financial aid funds in the fiscal year 2021 budget to provide emergency COVID-19 aid to families and reduce the actual increase billed by $100 and produce an effective tuition and fee rate increase of $115 per semester. This aid should be automatically applied to the student's account. C, create a $115 grant for eligible students using federal monies dedicated for COVID-19 disruption relief, which will be paid directly to the students. D, adjust graduate tuition, off-campus courses, global campus, summer session, differential tuition, and other fees rates at the amounts on file with the Secretary of the Board. And finally, E, the administration will continue to look for ways to assist students should additional funds, additional federal monies become available, and will present a recommendation no later than December 2020 board meeting regarding same.
Is there a second for that motion?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to comment that, as chair of the Finance Committee with trustees Mahaney and Haveman, and with a lot of input from the board, yourself included, and other board members, we've looked at a lot of options. Spent a lot of time looking at this, and we believe that this proposal, it's a couple of key points. First is that we have a responsibility for the financial stability of this institution, and we think that this rate increase, while comes at a difficult time, is important for the university moving forward, for the financial stability of the university. And that was one of the factors in our discussions. Secondly, and equally as important though, was consideration of the financial difficulties that our students and their families face in these times, and what could we do to mitigate, if you will, the impact of this increase, and utilizing some funds that are available through the university, as well as some COVID-19 funding that we had. We've been able to effectively reduce this down to a 0% increase for the coming semester, and then hopefully do the same for the winter semester, but that will be dependent on the financial situation moving forward. So we think we've accomplished a goal that was difficult and took some time to get there, but I think we are there, and I would encourage the board to support this motion.
Any other discussion on this very important topic? Seeing none, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Please indicate by A or nay. Trustee Fatante,
Yay.
trustee Hart,
Yay.
trustee Haveman,
Yay.
trustee Mahaney,
Hey.
trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Murray Brown,
Yes.
trustee Savoy,
Yes.
trustee Young.
Yes.
The motion carries and the tuition is set in that manner. Thank you very much for the hard work that everyone did on this. This is a very complex subject. We're looking at some real financial difficulties for the university, but we're also very mindful of the fact that almost every county in the Upper Peninsula has deep financial problems, as does Michigan, with one of the highest unemployment rates in the country, in the top 4 or 5. So I think this is an excellent solution to a difficult problem. So thank you very much, Chairman Young and Trustee Haveman and Trustee Mahaney and the entire board who have all weighed in on how we're going to do this. We're certainly glad that we reached a point that is going to be beneficial to the university and beneficial to everyone. The next item on the agenda are the formal recommendations. Is there a motion to accept the formal recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded by trustees Savoy and Hart that we accept the formal recommendations. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Fatante,
Yes.
trustee Hart,
Yay.
trustee Haveman,
Yes.
trustee Mahaney,
Yep.
trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Murray Brown,
Yes.
trustee Savoy,
Yes.
and trustee Young.
Yes.
Finally, President Erickson has a announcement regarding an informal closed session of the board will be held in conjunction with the July and September meetings of the board. President Erickson.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yes, I'd like to announce an informal session to be held in conjunction with the Thursday, Friday, July 30, 31, 2020 meeting of the board.
And does this require a motion?
Nope.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we adjourn, I'd like to go around and ask the trustees for any comments they have about anything that's on their mind today. So let me start with my immediate left, trustee Mahaney.
I would just, a couple of comments. Number one, I want to acknowledge all the hard work that everybody at this university has done to prepare for the fall semester. I've been able to participate in that effort as a member of several of the committees related to the COVID task force and have been just so impressed with the work that everybody's done. I think this university is going to be very well prepared. There's going to be some challenges. There's going to be some opportunities as well that'll come out of this that I think will make us a stronger and better university. I'm just very pleased with the response that the entire university has had to the COVID crisis. The second thing I want to just comment on briefly is with respect to the tuition rates that we just passed. As Chairman Mitchell just mentioned, and as Finance Chair Young also mentioned, the Upper Peninsula, which represents almost half of our student population demographically, has been hit very hard by COVID. Tourism is a huge part of the Upper Peninsula's economic engine, and nationwide, over 70% of people engaged in hospitality and tourism have lost their jobs during the COVID crisis. Some of those jobs have come back, and we've seen it around the UP. But our UP families and our UP students are getting hit particularly hard by COVID, as well as those downstate. I don't want to diminish that either. So myself personally, I struggled mightily with any tuition increase, but I think that the plan that we have is a good plan. And I'm very pleased to see that this board adopted it. And I also want to commend one of the outcomes from this experience in working on the tuition and the budget challenges that we've been faced with over the past few months with the state's budget being hit over, $3 billion in lost revenue, if I remember my data points correctly, is that we have made significant cuts here at the university. And it's also at the same time given me a greater appreciation for the tremendously strong financial stewardship that this university has had and enjoys. Because of that financial stewardship, because of the strong balance sheet, we are better equipped to deal with the financial crises that the state is undergoing than arguably maybe any other university, especially on a pound for pounds basis, if you will. So I'm very grateful for that as a trustee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Haveman.
Just two quick comments, Mr. Chairman. One is I'd like to thank Steve Young as our chair of the Finance Committee for taking on the challenges of tuition and working with Gavin and others to make sure we came up with this motion today. And I think it sends a clear message, not only where the board is, but where the administration is. And this is about students. And I just want to thank Steve Young for his fine work. And secondly, the COVID, I just want to pick up where Bob said, this is probably going to be one of the biggest challenges that we've had. And I think we got to go into it in an optimistic way, but it's going to take faculty, administration, students, everybody participating together with the same goal for a safe campus as it relates to healthcare. And this is about health, and it's about a university and students having the experience of a university. So we have a lot of work ahead in the months ahead, but I'm really optimistic. There's a plan that work groups and Colonel Adams and people have worked on that's doable. And I'd like to thank the university for the expenditures it's made to date to be prepared. And that's the only way it's going to work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Haveman. Trustee Hart.
Along similar lines, I think that we've met as a board probably at least twice a week and much more often, several of us for the past few months. I've just been extremely impressed by the focus, the response, the empathy with respect to the situation that we have as a university, as a community, and the precautions that are being taken to bring the students back in the fall. I too am very pleased that we're able to continue to offer a face-to-face experience. I feel that we've done everything as a the university's done everything to ensure that we are prepared to bring the students back on campus. And also we'll have the ability to adapt and adjust any situation that may come our way. With respect to tuition, I think it's wonderful that we were able to, I want to give some kudos to our finance committee and also the administration for helping us craft something that is very, sympathetic to the situation that we're facing economically, and being able to have a neutral impact to our students as we move forward. Obviously, the situation is causing, great expense and strife for all, and it's also a short-term situation that we have to deal with, but also a futuristic view in order to innovate and continue on that we also need to focus on. So, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Murray Brown.
Much of what I had in mind to say has already been shared, but I do want to underscore my appreciation of the thoughtfulness and the leadership of the Finance Committee and administration, and bring us to a point that we could provide something that I think is very meaningful as it relates to tuition for our students and for their families. I also want to acknowledge that this is my second in-person meeting, and we are doing this amid COVID-19, which is just an example of the thoughtfulness and the care that the staff and administration and the board as well has taken to bring us back together face to face to be able to exemplify our commitment to the community and to our students. And I'm very delighted to be working with such a great group of stellar individuals who care so deeply, not only for the college and university, but also about the community. So I'm happy to be a part and happy to be a part of working with such a great administration. And I do want to publicly say thank you to the staff who created this opportunity for us to meet in person today and to demonstrate that we are moving forward with both thoughtfulness, care, safety, and health at heart, but also with optimism and also with innovation. So I look forward to our continued work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Young?
I'd just like to just thank everybody for their help with the tuition issue. I thank Bob and trustees Mahaney and Haveman, but also the members of the board for your patience and guidance and input as we work through this. As has been pointed out, it was a very difficult issue to tackle, probably in the history of the university, maybe one of the toughest, just because of what we are facing, the uncertainty, and not just with the university, but also with families all across the state and the country. So it was a team effort, and I just want to again reiterate my appreciation to everybody that helped, and it includes Gavin and Fritz and their teams for helping put that together. I also want to echo what Donna said about how appreciative I am of all the work that went into making this meeting happen today for all of us. It's a very unique situation, but everything was set up in complying with all the social distancing and masks and everything else. But I think it was important that it gives us a flavor for what our students are going to face 6 weeks or so from now. And I think it was a great exercise, and I appreciate Chairman Mitchell, your steadfastness in making sure that we had a in-person meeting this time. I think it was important that we did that, and I'm glad that I was able to be up here and experience. And I know there's a lot more we're going to learn about what's going to happen, but this gave us a great opportunity not only to see each other once again face to face, because it seems like it's been forever, but also to kick the tires a little bit about what's going to happen a few weeks from now. So thanks to Fritz and your team for everything you did to make this happen today for the last couple of days. Thank you.
Thanks very much, and thank you for the kind comments. Trustee Fatante?
Hi, thanks for letting me join you guys via Zoom. I appreciate it. I don't know what I can really say that hasn't been said. I do want to say I'm really appreciative, happy, impressed by all the hard work by the administration, the staff during the last 3 months, and all the hard work still going on to get us prepared for classes in the fall. We've been a part of a lot of these meetings, and all the work being done is just really appreciated, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Savoy?
And I also appreciate very much the ability to be back in person. I think that while phone calls are great and Zoom is useful, the robust conversation you can have when you're face to face, and the ability to understand better the perspectives of one another is so much better in person. I want to specifically thank the IT folks for being here and making this possible. I don't know how many people realize that we've had so many of our employees on furlough, and to have them come back to make this possible for us is very important. And I want to thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just add to what's already been said. We're here. We're here because we all felt it's important to be on campus, to develop an understanding of what's going on. That's why we're going to come back on July 30, 31 to look around and see what's happening. I've been on the board 7.5 years, but you could be on the board for 70.5 years and never face the type of really difficult decisions that we in the university have to make. This is an unusual time. And as we look back at how Northern has handled this, I don't believe anyone in the state, I don't care how large they are, have handled it better than we have handled it. First of all, we made the decision, the administration and the board, to keep Northern open during the period of time we went to online teaching. So that if you wanted to stay in the residence hall, if you wanted to continue to use the food service, you could do so. Many universities in the state, and I don't fault them, they have different issues, opted not to do that, to send their students home. The faculty, in lightning speed between a Thursday and a Monday, moved to online education, to remote education. A tremendous job. You just can't move that quickly and do it as well as they did. And so I just really think that when you look at, Fritz, what you and your team have done, and again, I'll echo in terms of the finances, my God, you take a look at where we are as opposed to other schools. It's because despite the fact we have the second lowest tuition in the state, and have had that for 17 years, we have done, I think, a much better job as stewards of that money. So I just cannot thank everyone more than I am, the faculty, the staff, the administration, the people who have been in here helping us out, Mike Bath and the security department, working 12-hour shifts on and on. Just a tremendous job up and down the line, and it starts at the top. And I want to thank you, Fritz, for the great job that you and your team have done getting us ready. One final comment: safety is the most important thing that we have to make sure of as we approach the fall and our August 17th date. And that will be what we are going to be concentrating on. How can we open safely for our students, safely for our faculty, and for the administration and the staff that they deal with. And the plans that have been moving forward, the extra hours that so many people have been providing have been truly extraordinary. So I think we're going to have a great environment as we approach the new year. And again, I just really want to thank everyone who's been involved in all of that. With that, there are no further items on the agenda. I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Support.
moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
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 We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.